over here, they can't, bomb us. Sleeper cells, allegedly, they could inflict some damage. But if you want to really hurt the infidel or the American people or whoever's fighting alongside them, sabotage the whole thing. End it all. Like, fuck the oil. Ain't nobody getting shit. $200 a barrel, raise that up. Yeah. People gonna be out here selling their wisdom teeth for a fucking gallon of gas after a while.
Oh my God, man. I mean, the stuff that you say, it sounds, I mean, it sounds like, that'll never happen, but we're right there.
Yep, we're right on the,
we're legit right there. Yep. We're on the cusp.
Yep, and when people start realizing, hey, I got 2 kidneys, I really only need 1, motherfuckers gonna start selling some shit on the black market. And like, hey, what can I get for a kidney? I really don't even need a pinky toe. What the fuck is that for? I need to make some money. I'm gonna start bagging it up.
like what you're saying sounds far-fetched and it's comedic and it's funny, but this is so damn real what you're saying.
Yeah,
like, we are right there.
Yeah, if you can't provide for your family, oh yeah. You can't provide for your family and there's no end in sight. I'm telling you, we are not too far away from people, selling bags of toes.
All right, we're going to start by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Chakodash. Yahweh being the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, Bahasham, meaning in the name, Yahushai, being the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son of the Word, ignorantly calls Jesus. And Chakodash, being the Holy Spirit that speaks to us so that we can divide this word correctly and directly, we can understand the words that the Lord has given to us through His scriptures. We also want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and say shalom to the whole elect that they're pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, striving their best to do us right in the eyes of the Lord. But we're just going to do kind of a response to this lesson. You had this ex-army dude talking about the times that we coming into. Right, and they was talking about it. He's like, these things sound comedic the way that he was putting it, but this is real life that we about to come into. People gonna be very, very, very desperate in these times that we're coming into, and they're gonna be susceptible to doing whatever. Right, you hear that phrase in the world: desperate times call for desperate measures. These people is gonna get real desperate, and it's not gonna be. They're gonna do whatever to get what they need. Right, and again, these are the times that we coming into, as these men are saying, right? And these is people that don't know about the precepts. These are people that don't know about the scriptures, and this is just one video out of thousands of people who not even involved with the precepts, but they know that these times is coming, where there's going to be scarcity, and again, during this time, these people are going to do whatever. Right, especially take this sea hit that Esau, Edom wants everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive in their right hand or in their forehead. You got that, Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 30?
Yeah.
I got you. This is Jeremiah 30 in verse 7. I'm going to read it in the KJV, then I'm going to switch over to the NLT. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And I'm going to switch over to the NLT. It says, "In all history there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved."
So in all history, there's the time that we're coming into is not going to be able to be compared to. Right, this time is going to be unlike any other time in history, and this is what these guys is talking about. Right, they don't even know the full extent of the judgments that the Lord is about to bring upon this place. And people are going to be doing a lot more than selling they toes and selling their wisdom teeth, right? They're going to be eating their children, right? We got examples of what people do during famines in the scriptures. I'll jump to it real quick. One of the examples.
And while you're going into it, if I can bring out this precept real quick, is 2 Ezra 16 in verse 18. Actually, I start verse 17. It says, actually, I'll start verse 16. It says, 2 Ezra 16, verse 16. It says, "Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? All right. So Ezra is looking at the things to come. Is like, who's going to deliver me in those days, man? All right, that's how bad it's going to get, man. Verse 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, right? And evils, when you break it down, it just goes into bad times, man. Okay, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, man. Okay, so hey, these are the things that is we're seeing the build up to these things, man. The beginning of a famine. All right, they're putting as the brother's gonna read the precept, right? But go ahead, Slaki.
This is like you said, we seen the building blocks to this, right? We seen the Strait of Hormuz being closed and not reopened. We seen these different oil facilities being shut down, and when we seen the access to oil being taken away. I'll say it like that. But when the oil is taken away, that there's a domino effect to that, right? They're talking about the fertilizer shortage, right? People are literally speaking on that a famine is coming, right? And the precepts they show that these things is so, right? This is what's going to take place.
If I may just say this, Salaki, but yeah, man, we see the groundwork being laid for a siege, right? Being set up around us, man. Okay. Don't think because of 2020 changed everything, man. And after that, we started seeing what the different food processing plants being blown up, right? Or the mass killing of these livestock. Okay, all of this, like, just because it came and it passed, right? And you're still able to buy chicken, you're still able to buy beef and all this stuff, man. No, all this is. Like the brothers were saying, it's a domino. I got it. It's a domino effect, man. Okay, and it's going to soon hit the people really hard, man.
Yes, scriptures speak about they shall say peace and safety, and then sudden destruction shall come upon them. Right, these people are gonna get hit hard with the judgments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and then the atmosphere of the earth is gonna be like it's never been before. I'm thinking of another precept. Lord would the spirit will bring it back to me. They just slipped my mind. But I'm gonna hit this second Ezra's. You have something?
Oh, you can go ahead.
I said second Ezra's, but I mean Second Kings. This is 2 Kings 6 and verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. Right, and like Aisha was mentioning, there's a siege being taken place now, right? The cutting off of these different resources, right? And and like he was going into, these things is manufactured, right? We seen these different facilities being blown up, right? When had just random planes falling out of the sky hitting these certain facilities, it's like these things was orchestrated. But it says verse 25, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Right, and this highlights this desperation of the people during that time. Right, they was selling cab shit to they were selling dove shit to each other. It's like that's how low they was brought. And again, we're getting to a time where it's going to be lower than that. We just read in that Revelation or that Jeremiah 30:7. That this time that we're coming into is going to be like a time like it's never been seen in history. So whatever you got in your mind, times it by a great amount. But it says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, Lord, O my king, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? So he's basically like, if the Lord ain't doing nothing for you, what can I do? What can I do for you? It says, verse 28, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she said, answer, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So this woman came to the king of Samaria talking about her complaint that this woman wasn't allowing her her to eat her son. And it's like that's the type of desperation that we coming into, right? We're coming into times worse than this, like I said before, through the Spirit, right? And during that time, these people, the Israelites within Samaria, they would have done anything to get out of this situation, right? They was desperate, right? And that highlights how desperate these people is going to be to take this MARK in our times, right? Esau is going to provide that so-called way of escape through this CHIP that he's going to push across the four corners of the earth, as it speaks about in Revelations 13 and 16.
That order out of chaos, man. Order out of chaos. Okay, he's going to let it get so chaotic and hectic out here, all right, to where he's going to come and establish that order, right? Of, you know what, you want to come out of these desperate times. You know, you take this C-hip, okay, and we'll give you an extra 2-3K a month, you know, to help get back on your feet, you know, on top of, you know, you being able to buy and sell again. Okay, you know, we'll give you some extra,
that universal basic income. So they want people to, that's what it's going to come to, and it's going to come to a point where they're even going to kill those that don't take the C-hip. So to these people in the carnal mind, that's going to be the way to go.
It's going to be their savior.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, if I don't take this, I'm not going to be able to eat, and they're going to kill me. I'm gonna go with that. That's going to be the mentality of these people in these times.
Right, I'm not going to be able to feed my family. I'm not going to be able to take care of my family, you know, carnally, you know, because, hey, these people, hey, they're carnal, man. All right. And so, hey, when Esau Edom, right, rolls out with some form of comfort, right, in the form of that C-hip, hey, they're going to be lining up to take it, man. Just as they was lining up with their sleeves open or sleeves up, you know, to take that jump shot, man.
I'm gonna hit this real quick just to get the prophecy, and then you got it. This is Revelations 13 and 16, and this is that he is speaking about Esau's beast system, Esau Edom and his power structure, the revised Roman Empire, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, and how is he going to cause that, man? Okay, he's going to he's destructuring, okay, the current system, all right, the dollar system, man. Okay, and as he's destructuring it, man, hey, we see the massive rollout. We see we see the digital ID. Right now, they're talking about a digital wallet. Okay, the digital ID, like they're trying to mandate that in the UK right now. Okay, we see the digital wallet. Okay, energy rationing. Okay, right now. Okay, we see food rationing, right, in a form of biometrics in India right now, man.
Yeah, again, like you said, this is all the groundwork for Esau establishing his NWO, his system that he wants to push forth on the earth, which is going to be its foundation is going to be that MARK. But it says, verse 16, and he had it says verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right, so that's going to be people's savior. That's going to be these people's
way out.
Yeah, way out of the situations that we're about to come into. Right, but the minute of the Lord, they're going to trust on the Lord, like it speaks about in Isaiah 10 and 20. They're not going to stay upon him that smote them, but they're going to stay upon the Holy One of Israel in truth. But you got what you had.
This is Luke chapter 23 and verse 28. But Yahushua turning unto them said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming in the which they shall say, Blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never gave suck. All right, and I'm bringing this out because the brother just read, that account in Kings, dealing with the famine. Okay, and just speaking on that, that's going to be one of the main things. That's going to lead up to that seahood. All right, that famine is what's really going to be that squeeze, to cause these people to submit. All right,
Right. It's lucky.
yeah, and just bringing this out because it's going to be so bad. That's why the Lord said, "Blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bear." All right, because it's due to famine, people are going to be what? They're going to commit cannibalism. Okay.
And that account is speaking of 70. That account that you read is speaking of 70 A.D. It's speaking of 70 A.D.
But yeah, you applying it to today, right? These people who's not under that hedge, don't got the protection of Yahweh Bashim outside. They gonna be munching down on their children.
Okay.
Right? It says that I'm gonna grab it in Deuteronomy. I think you quoted it earlier.
It's just a little more.
Oh, you got it.
Verse 30. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, fall on us, and to the hills cover us. All right, because it's gonna be so bad, people are gonna wish to rather just be dead. Right. Verse 31. For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry? Okay. And applying it in the times that we're in right now. Okay. We were just speaking, before the camera was rolling, and I mentioned not too long ago how people were fighting, okay, over toilet paper, and you heard accounts of people stabbing each other, okay, and those are things people do right now in a green tree. How much more once again when it's really that squeeze is tight to where there's nothing else people have to depend on.
Right. Toilet paper and like all them
Essentials.
Yeah. Those. Or I'm just speaking on like things like that don't pertain to life. Like you don't need toilet paper to survive. You don't need that. But you need food to survive, and we're coming into a time when people it's gonna be scarcity.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't have toilet paper, and they was going crazy. How much more when it involves them not being able to feed themselves. But I had that Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
I
got it for it. I got it as well. I don't know if you want me to read it.
I was gonna start at 55. Or not 55.
54.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I read it.
Come.
This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Maybe you can start at 52.
52. Okay, come. This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 52. It says, and he shall, right, and this is going into the curses, right? The curses that will befall, okay, the nation of Israel, man. All right, you so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today. This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 52. It says, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, thy power, have given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, thy power, hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee.
Right. These things is going into cannibalism, and these things happened already, and they're going to happen again. But you can keep going.
Verse 54, it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
You got the NLT?
I can grab it real quick. This is Deuteronomy 28. You remember start?
You can just start at 54.
54. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 54 in the NLT. It says, the most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother, his beloved wife, and his surviving children, he will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring, the flesh of one of his own children.
And this is it said it was a tender, what did he say? It was
The most tender-hearted man.
yeah. So imagine these other men, right? And again, these things took place already, but they're gonna take place again, right? It says that which is that which shall be, and there's no new thing under the sun. Roughly paraphrasing Ecclesiastes. And
Right, and it's like, this is talking about the most tender-hearted man. All right, dude, our people nowadays, hey, they don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
They do not care, right? Like I said, the majority of our people, man, they don't care about their children, man. So it's going to be even more so in these times, a common thing, right? When this siege, right, gets tighter and tighter, man. When things get really tight, man. All right, okay, like, come on now.
Yeah. If I may make a quick point, adding on to what you're saying, because scriptures also say the love of many shall wax cold.
Yep.
All right, and you can see, that in a lot of some of these women, all right, that leave their children in the car, okay, in a 90-degree, weather,
Right, leave their children and go fucking out the state, man, for weeks at a time. Just leave them by themselves, man. Our people don't care, man. And they're not going to care in that day. But I keep going. This is Deuteronomy 28 in verse in the middle of 55 again. It says, because he hath nothing else to eat during the siege. Right, this is in the NLT. Because he hath nothing else to eat during the siege, and terrible distress that your enemy will afflict. And it says, I'll just reread it from the top. Slacky, I just lost my point. It says, he will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring, the flesh of one of his own children, because he has nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will afflict on all your towns.
So just showing the intensity of these times that we're coming into. Again, these things happened back then, but they're gonna happen again today on a much higher scale. And again, we're seeing the foundation of these times being laid. I'll grab this real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and this whole chapter goes into a lot of the end time plagues. But this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right, what Masha mentioned earlier. Right, the love of many shall wax cold, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, so people's gonna be breaking into each other's houses because they don't got food and they see that you have food, so they gonna take what they take what they can to feed them and their families.
Right, that neighbor that you had, okay, that neighbor that when you first moved in, everything was cool, and up until, right, things got really worse out here. Things were cool. Y'all went to college together, type shit, man. Hey, he's gonna be your enemy in that day, man. All right, but hey, with the AMP, man, by any means possible, okay, he's gonna make sure that his family eats, man. He's gonna run in your crib, right, with a weapon, beat you upside the head, beat your family upside the head, all right, and take your resources, man, take your goods, man, to feed his.
Yep, and this is what was talked about in that lesson. That's what was, not that lesson, but that video that we played earlier. This is the times that those guys was talking about, right? And they unknowingly talking about what's already in the scriptures, right? This is a vision speaking, right? The Lord said it. He said that his word would not come back into him void, right? It says that what does it say in Habakkuk 2?
The visions how let me see, I'll just grab it.
The water. See,
Not Terry.
yeah, it's crazy. I can't quote it.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
Right. A lot of people, they think that the time of the Lord bringing his judgment is afar off. But no, it's gonna come right on time. We seeing these things right around the corner. Right, the vision is speaking right now, and it's not full blown famine. But again, we're seeing the building blocks being built. Right, Second Ezra 16 speaks about how it compares the plagues into contractions. Right, and just like a woman in labor, those contractions get more intense as the birth goes on. And that's how it's going to be with these plagues, right? We're seeing contractions right now, and they're coming at the speed they're coming, and they're going to keep intensifying. But Jake had anything? Lord's will, this video was edifying. Lord's video was edifying. We give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Machakodash. Again, we want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and say shalom to the whole elect out there pushing this word in truth and the sincerity, striving their best to do us right in the eyes of the Lord. Till our next one, shalom.